Hello friends, my name is Scott and I'm the discipleship pastor here at Emmanuel. And today we're going to talk about the cosmological case for God's existence. So this argument has been around for a long time. It originated with two philosophers by the name of Plato and Aristotle. And later in history, a man by the name of Thomas Aquinas would take this theory to further develop it into what we now call today the cosmological argument for God's existence. So the cosmological argument says that God must be real because all things exist. In other words, nothing would exist, no trees, no universe, no friends, no parents, nothing without God causing it or creating it first. And this statement means that God is what we call the first cause or the uncaused cause. Now that sounds great in theory, but let me use a real life example to show you what I mean. Right now, I'm talking to a camera, and this camera has a lens, a bunch of buttons, a program that tells it what to do, and a bunch of other obvious functions. And when we look at this camera and all the things it can do, we naturally assume that there was some kind of intelligent, purposeful mind that created this camera. Now, the alternative would be that the camera was made or created itself. Just using simple reasoning or logic, we can easily know that this would be impossible. How can a camera make itself? That would be very, very unlikely. Now, we can use this same logic and apply it to our world. When I see a tree or a building or a person, based on the cosmological argument, there has to be something that made all of those things. Even if it didn't create it directly, it created the thing that created those things, and it goes on and on and on. And it's impossible to assume that a building made itself or any other material thing for that matter. The cosmological argument has 5 ideas that it's built on, and we're going to go through each of these ideas and simplify it for our understanding. So number 1, everything that has a beginning requires a cause. So as we've seen and as we've talked about already a little bit, nothing can bring about its own existence since it cannot exist before itself. In other words, nothing can create itself because scientifically, nothing produces nothing. Number 2, the universe has a beginning. Since the universe exists and we can know that it exists just by using our senses, then we can know that it has a beginning. The scientific community has been searching for the beginning of the universe for a long time, and their search has come up with many explanations, and we'll explore a few of the most popular now. The first one is the Big Bang Theory, and this theory states in the beginning, a large explosion or some kind of event caused the formation of the universe and all living things to begin over a long period of time. The next one would be the multiverse theory. So this theory suggests that there are alternate universes or parallel universes which created our universe and brought everything we know into existence. And the last one would be the string theory. The string theory states that very small particles, like smaller than atoms or ions or any other thing that we've discovered or that we can see or test, are responsible for creating or starting the universe. No matter which theory we discuss here or that modern scientific law points us to, we can conclude that in the end, the universe has a beginning. And as Christians, we believe God is that beginning and in turn created everything that we know exists. Number 3, the universe needs a cause. Everything we currently see depends on something else to exist. This includes tiny particles, the planet's atmosphere, the sun, this camera that I'm talking to that we talked about earlier. And if everything in the universe needs something to exist, then it's logical to conclude that the universe needs a first cause to exist. Number 4, there cannot be an infinite number of first causes. For instance, in the illustration of our camera, it would make no sense to say that this camera was created by another camera before it, and then that camera was created by another camera before it. And the cycle goes on and on and on without end. It's more logical to say that there was a definite beginning or a starting point, no matter how far back we have to go to find that thing. Number 5, the thing that caused the universe cannot also cause its own existence. This point is a bit hard to understand and explain, but essentially this point says that whatever created the universe could not have created itself as well. Otherwise, we would need to find the starting place all over again. So let's put it this way. In our illustration of the camera, if the camera created the universe and also created itself, we have the same problem as we started with in the first place. We're still looking for the starting place or the first cause for what created everything. At some point, we must understand that whatever caused the universe didn't create itself, and more than that, has to be eternal. So after all the information, let's sum up our view in simple terms. And here it is. If nothing produces nothing, and we know that the universe exists, then something had to have created or caused it to exist in the first place. And that's something, as Christians, we call God. And it's important to remember that though this cosmological evidence in and of itself does not speak directly to the character of God as much as it provides just a general explanation for a creator, it gives us a basis for the narrative of creation we find in Genesis. And if we desire further proof that the God of the Bible is the God we believe in, we need to go to the Bible to further understand who God really is, both his character and nature. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure to watch out for more videos coming your way with answers to some of your most pressing and toughest questions about God. Bye for now.